Hello, my name is Lily Beringer with Beringer Family Farms. I'm a 25-year-old third-generation farmer in Cascade, Iowa. My grandpa started farming in the 1950s, followed by my dad and my uncle, and now it's my turn as one of 26 grandchildren to carry on my grandpa's farming legacy into the next generation. In March of 2020, I bought the home farm, my first 110-acre farm from my grandparents' estate to keep my grandpa's farming dream alive. Agriculture and raising livestock is how I grew up, and it's something I took advantage of from a very young age. My family has always fed around 1,000 head of cattle and raised around 800 acres of corn, soybeans, and hay. However, when Grandpa passed in 2014, things changed and decisions had to be made. Instead of owning and feeding out so many of our own cattle, from a financial risk standpoint, my parents transitioned into custom feeding 500 head of cattle and started focusing on the cow herd, which is where my heart and passion truly lie. I bought my first cows in 2014 and have grown every year since then. I currently own 100 head of Angus cows, which some are in the background, split between a spring and fall herd, and I finish out my own calves. My spring herd grazes through a 5-paddock rotational grazing system on the farm that I own, which is right behind me, and the fall herd allows me to have cattle ready for market at different times of the year. Throughout college, a lot of my close friends always mentioned me how unique it was for an individual like myself, a young woman, being so involved on the farm, and encouraged me to share my story. I feed cattle every morning, haul manure, bale hay, run grain cart. There isn't many things on the farm that I don't do. I finally took that advice, and Beringer Family Farms was created on Facebook and Instagram. My main goal when I started the page was to share my story, educate consumers on where their food comes from, and to advocate for agriculture, the industry that shaped me into the person that I am today. Surprisingly enough, I started getting a decent following and was having people ask me how they could purchase my beef. But I didn't have a direct way for them to purchase our beef. After a little research and an online course I completed, I launched Beringer Family Farms Beef in January of 2021. I process our home-raised cattle at a USDA certified locker into individual cuts and sell our beef through marketing on my social media pages. I offer farm pickup, and I ship beef boxes twice a month to states all across the United States. I've shipped to 28 states so far and have a goal of shipping to all 50. I believe social media is the way to reach the most people in the shortest amount of time. In fact, I just recently made a post on the misconceptions of antibiotics in meat, and the post went viral and reached over 1 million views. Like I mentioned before, I'm just over 6 months of starting my beef business. I had a goal of selling 10 head within the first year, and I just passed that number with only being in business for 6 months. However, I started this business from scratch. I couldn't take out any loans, and I made do with what I had. I bought a couple freezers, as you can see, and I converted our old shop bathroom at the farm into my beef room. But I've quickly realized that I'm limiting my ability to grow because of the lack of freezer space and room that I have, which is where these prize funds would greatly be beneficial to my business. I would love to have a walk-in freezer and an official beef room where I can pack my beef boxes and ship from my new room. And these prize funds would help make that dream a reality. My goal in the next 5 to 10 years is to be running my beef business and farming full-time. As I'm sure you're aware, it's extremely hard for a young person like myself to get started. On top of all the beef things, I currently work full-time for Purina Animal Nutrition as a beef nutritionist. I do love my job, but time is a precious thing, and at the end of the day, I know where my heart and passion is with where I want to be long-term. I work hard and a lot of long hours with the hope that it will financially allow me to do what I love someday. Thank you for your time and consideration of choosing Beringer Family Farms for the Farm Bureau Grow Your Future Award. God bless.